Endeavour Mining has announced its Q4 and full year results today. Joining us today is the President and CEO, Sebastien de Montessus. Sebastien, thank you for joining us. I know you're in West Africa this week, so thank you for taking the time to speak with us.
Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Good morning, Scott.
Now, Sebastien, you've announced another record quarter and strong full year results. Talk me through the key highlights.
That's right, Scott. I mean, we are very pleased with our fourth quarter performance. It's a new production record for the group, thanks in particular to the restart of our mining operation at Boungou in Burkina. And similarly, also in Q4, we did ramp up successfully the production at the high-grade Kari Pump deposit at Houndé. And I'm also pleased to report, which is important for for us, is the fact that we've achieved all that without any lost time incidents. We also saw a very sharp decrease in our all-in sustaining cost compared to the third quarter, and this contributed to another record for our operating cash flow, up, I would say, 80% compared to the previous quarter. And now if we look at our performance for the full year, I think there are probably three key areas that stand out for me that I'd like to point out. The first is meeting our production and all-in sustaining cost guidance for the 8th consecutive year. And this, despite the challenges that was presented by the COVID-19 crisis on our team and the countries where we operate. The second thing is probably the deleveraging of our balance sheets. We reduced over 2020 our net debt by over $600 million during the year, and we even ended up the year for the first time in net cash territories, which I think validates overall the strategy we had over the last 5 years in trying to build the right portfolio of low-cost, long-life mines. And finally, maybe I'll point out the announcement on our initial dividend, which on the current yield ranks us very competitively within our peer groups and forms a platform for us to deliver sustainable return to our shareholders, with the opportunity to increase going forward this yield, thanks to the strengths of our balance sheets. So those are probably the key points I'll point out.
Now, Seb, it's also been a very busy year corporately with 2 transactions. So what now for Endeavour in 2021?
Well, this year, Scott, we are entering a new phase, which is more focused on operational performance and organic growth. Our objective is to create this resilient business throughout the cycles, to be able to reward our shareholders and to be a trusted partners in the communities where we work.
So, Sebastien, no more West Africa consolidation, or perhaps looking outside Africa?
No, Scott. You know, we're now the largest gold producer in the world's second largest gold producing region, with a portfolio of long life, low cost assets, and probably also one of the best project development pipeline in the industry. I believe we have now all the ingredients we need to generate significant value for our shareholders and all stakeholders, in fact. This year, in 2021, our focus is really going to be on maximizing the value of our portfolio by advancing our organic growth opportunities. And we expect to achieve, in fact, several key milestones during the year around those key projects. The main ones are probably the expansion of Sabodala with the phase 1 that we expect to complete by year-end. And in parallel, the DFS that we expect for phase 2 to be completed also by year-end. There is also the Fetekro project, where we expect to complete the DFS studies by the end of the year, and probably early next year for Kalana, which is the other projects that we're moving forward. And of course, we'll continue to have strong investment in our greenfield exploration to continue to find the next projects organically.
Now, you mentioned a moment ago that one of your objectives is to reward shareholders. I see you announced a share buyback today. What's the rationale behind that?
True. I mean, we announced a share buyback program in order to supplement our dividend and maximize returns for our shareholders. Having now completed the Teranga transaction, and as we approach our listing in London, which is expected at the end of the second quarter, we decided that it was an opportune time to implement a share buyback program. It's true that at current prices, such purchases of our shares will be accretive on a per share metrics and can represent an effective use of our capital, as it can deliver enhanced returns compared to other use of capital on a risk-adjusted basis.
And finally, you announced your intention to seek a premium listing on the London Stock Exchange in Q2 this year. What are you hoping to achieve?
So given our new size, we think now is the right time to come to London. We decided to seek a premium listing in London because we see the benefit of scarcity. With the removal of Rand Gold, the LSE has relatively limited options for those seeking gold exposure across a diversified portfolio in Africa. We've chosen to obtain a premium listing, as this will enable us to get into the FTSE indices, which we expect will generate significant indexation demand. On completion of the listing process, we will be the largest pure gold producer listed on the premium segment of the LSE, and we hope that this will obviously broaden our investor appeal.
Well, Sebastien, thank you very much for taking the time to talk to me today, and good luck in the year ahead.
Thank you very much, Scott. Always a pleasure.